Let me bring Sanjeev in. Sanjeev, if I can, get your point of view on collecting consumer feedback and then looping that into the business.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I just want to understand from everybody, all our customer in the shopping malls, all our customer in the shopping malls, is that your need is to go for a shopping, go for a movie and go for a food? That's all. I think nobody is bothered about what actually customer wants. Being sitting in a metropolitan city, I think that is not the requirement of the customers. Customer wants something else. And nobody bother in India to understand the customer requirements. All the brands are available in every corner of the city. That is not the requirement. Something out of the box we should think about that. I'm talking about the mall developers, I'm talking about those are into the field. Please take the feedback from every customer. Just try to understand what they want. I'm sure you will get the feedback and you will think about what is actually required. Brands are available everywhere. That's all I want to say, because customer feedback is the key, and nobody's bothered and nobody's working to analyze the requirements. I absolutely understand and accepting the fact from Mr. Agarwal, on the spot solutions are possible with the what you called as constant training, constant in-house training or outsource training. But again, nobody's bothered to take the feedback to the top level, what they want. Maybe change in the design of the product, maybe change in the requirement of the product. Many questions are still unanswered, I think.
Yeah, and I think what's really relevant from your point of view is that if you actually look at all the malls that we have, and if we use that as an example, most of them look like the same thing.
Oh yes,
right?
oh yes.
So
Nobody is actually hitting the mass psychology actually. All are bored, myself is bored. I don't have any place where I can go. Apart from the Kingdom of Dreams, I understand maybe out of the class product. Otherwise, nothing is available in India, boss. That's my feedback to all.
Before we do that, let me get Amar in. Amar, I can count on you for a controversial point of view.
Indians generally, we talk too much. We need to break that habit and simply learn to listen first. And if I can tell you, if my marriage has been working for 22 years because of this simple technology, I can guarantee you, your customers, it will work with your customers also. Just encourage your organization, when you sit with every level of the organization, sit with your team, encourage them to talk. Don't talk too much, encourage them to talk. Encourage these guys to go down and encourage their teams to talk. Eventually you'll go down to a customer level right at the bottom, and this guy will encourage his customer to talk, and you'll realize 90% of the customer's problems were not because of a product problem or a service problem, was a problem of frustration of not being heard. If you can only allow the customer to be heard, 90% of your problems will be over right there. So just use these simple technologies. Again, the MBAs and the intellectuals are giving us all these corrupted technologies and processes and how to listen to customers and how to capture data and how to put it into CRM, and Microsoft even has a program called Dynamics to do the same damn process. You're saying, why do you need such a thing? Simply listen, period. You won't have problems, you won't need to record them, because the customer is happy.
As usual, I would agree again 50% with Amar, is that yes, listening is very important, but after listening you have to respond. I mean, my experience with my wife is that if she keeps on talking and I don't respond, then I have it. I'm out of the house. I have to listen, but I have to respond. So if I am only in the listening mode and I'm not responding, no use of listening. And the second thing is, it has to be a two-way communication rather than a one-way listening. I will give an example from my business now, get out of my personal life, that if I am offering a jewelry where it is a branded premium jewelry, I am not the lowest making charges in the country. So if a customer comes and says that the guy around the street is giving him 99 rupees making charges for the necklace, I have to politely tell that, ma'am, we believe in 100% purity guarantee, certified quality products. We are not the cheapest in the market. So probably we are not the right service provider for you. So that two-way communication has to be there. What I have to offer to you, what you want it from me. The two-way listening and responding has to happen.
So that's a good build, I think, on Amar's point.
I think I'll just take that a little one step further now. I think what I tried to suggest is not just listening like you can't speak, yeah, because then you'll get beaten up, rightly so. But the fact is that sometimes we speak before listening and we don't even know what the problem is. And 9 in 10 times you'll realize, I mean, most men in the house, can you raise your hands if you've gone through the experience I have? You listen to all their problems, you'll realize that the actual problem was very simple. It wasn't as complicated as she made it out to be. She screams and shouts and like the house came down and everything, and you realize what happened? You didn't hang your shirt properly. So that was simple. So I mean, I'm saying that 90%, 98% of your problems will go away and get solved by themselves if you only listen. Then you're left with only 2% action, which is easily manageable.
So if I had to oversimplify that, so you're saying first keep shut, sense, and then respond. I'd just like to end and wrap up with one final question. And you know, with these panels, you run the risk of having a lot of conversation, and sometimes the audience asks, hey, what did I take away? What was my biggest learning? So what I'd like to do is I'd like to end this as a wrap up with asking my panelists for one uncommon piece of advice that you would like to offer the audience as they pursue customer service excellence. So what is that one piece of advice that everyone can take away? One uncommon advice, starting with Sandeep.
According to me, the most key factor to get the customers back into your business, into your organizations, create, whenever you get a chance, please create the wow factor for the customers who becomes or who feels that yes, I must and we should come back to your same organization, whether it is retail, whether it is a shopping mall, whether it is a DT cinema or whichever it is. That wow factor for the customers, he would keep it in his mind at least for a longer period, and he would ensure that he comes back to you again and you get a chance to serve him better. Thank you.
So Sandeep says, work on the wow factor. Santosh?
I would get little dramatic here and say one is KISS, which is not obviously of Imran Hasmi fame. It is keep it simple, silly. And second would be in a song which says, Jo wada kiya wo nibhana padega. So make the promise and deliver it, and promise what you can deliver.
So keep things simple and deliver.
I think the problem for me lies in the fact that when we go in as a customer, we have a different set of standards. When we become the vendor, we have a different set of standards. Stop being hypocrites. If you have certain expectations in the customer, then start responding in the same way when you're the vendor.
Sumit?
On customer service, I would like to add, in 1980s, there was saying that customer is God. But that came wrong actually. There are different gods in India. You know, the religions are different in India. Then there was a saying that customer is king. Again, king can be right, king can be wrong. There are various ruthless kings. Then era has come that customer is boss. Now again, boss can be right, boss can be wrong. So now we feel that customer should be somewhat like beloved. How one treats his or her beloved, we should be treating our customers like that. One more point I would like to add on customer service, that don't touch customer's money before touching his heart. That's all.
It's very important to invest the adequate time and money in recruiting the right front-end people. People don't do that often. Then invest in training these people. And of course, make sure that they are well paid and they are happy employees. Happy employees in the front end will deliver better customer experience.
All versions are no doubt about it fantastic, right? But addition to that, I would request, why not we announce prizes to the good ideas, applicable to developers, applicable to retailers. If your idea really change the process, change the product, enhance the product, we'll suitably awarded you. Trust me, you are going to get very precise, very genuine feedback to your product, to your services. That's all.
Okay, thank you. So you're talking about crowdsourcing from a consumer customer perspective. Guys, we're out of time. We'd love to have this conversation go on for the next few hours if we could. I think we've talked about many things, ranging from the wow factor to marriages. What gives me a lot of solace is the fact that we've had a lot of disagreements, and that tells me that we've given the audience enough to think about. So thank you to all my panelists, and guys, if we can hear it for the panel, thank you.